nice weather again today. It'll make for some nice captures. And what's going on today? Still lots of, I guess, news about the war and stuff like that. How about this one? Apparently there were more drone strikes, and this time it resulted in, I guess, a death of a commander per se. This one says Hezbollah commander killed by drone strike in Lebanon. IDF says. Israel says it has assassinated a senior Hezbollah military commander in southeast Lebanon. The IDF named the official as Field Commander Ismail Yosef Baz and said he was in charge of planning missile attacks into Israel from the Lebanese coast. Local media published pictures of a burning car in which the commander had been traveling. An Israeli drone was reported to have destroyed the vehicle. Everybody using, I guess, military drones against each other, huh? Earlier today, an IDF aircraft struck and eliminated Ismail Yosef Baz, the commander of Hezbollah's coastal sector, the Lebanon, the IDF said in a statement, adding he was killed in the area of Ain Baal, about 9 miles from the border. And as they mentioned, there were videos online showing this car that blew up, for example, and my assumption is that's from the drone and all that. But either way, it seems like it's an eye for an eye at this point, huh? And there'll be no end to it. And I guess in terms of people using drones in a bad way, how about this one here? Apparently somebody got arrested for trying to fly, I guess, drugs into jails and all that. This one says, man arrested before drugs flown into Kingston jail with drone. A 24-year-old Quebec man was arrested for trying to smuggle drugs into an East Ontario federal penitentiary using a drone. Kingston police say on March 31st at around 12:30 p.m., patrol officers saw a man carrying a bag leaving a wooded area to the west of Bayswater Avenue in Kingston, Ontario, that they say is commonly used to send contraband to Collins Bay Institute using drones. Police say he dropped the bag and fled when he saw the officers. It's kind of interesting here. I was thinking how they say it's a Quebec man. Did the guy literally go out from province to province, for example, just to do this? It says police placed the man under investigation detention, retrieved the bag, and found that a drone and a large package with around 204 grams of cannabis and 387 grams of tobacco was in it. They arrested and charged Pierre Louis, 24, with mischief, endangering life, possession for the purpose of selling, possesses illicit cannabis, possession of cannabis for the purpose of distributing, and 5 counts of failing to comply with the release order. According to a media release, Lewis was arrested in February 2024 for a similar offense and was released on numerous conditions. This includes to not possess of any drones or unlawful drugs and to be at least 1 kilometer away from any Correctional Services Canada sites. Lewis was held before going to a bail hearing on April 1st. Now it makes you wonder which one's going to be more hefty in terms of the fine actually, because in a lot of cases, a drone operator, let's just say if they quote break the law, the punishment seems to be more extreme than the actual, let's just say, crime itself, even if it's something, for example, someone assaulting someone. So it makes me curious in this case, if he's getting fined and punished, will it be more of the fact that he's trying to do something illegal, for example, delivering things like tobacco, drugs, or whatever to prisons? Or will it actually be the fact that he flew a drone, I guess, around the area? That's kind of interesting to think about too. And I thought this was kind of interesting as it deals with the news of AI and stuff like that, and I guess taking people's jobs. This one apparently deals with translators, where a lot of people are just using computer software nowadays to do translations. This one says, survey finds generative AI proving major threat to the work of translators. More than 4 in 10 translators said that their income has decreased because of generative AI, while more than 3/4 believe the emerging technology will negatively affect their future income. The SOA, the UK's largest trade union for writers, illustrators, and translators, ran the survey in January. It found that 37% of translators had used generative AI to support their work, and 8% used it because they were asked by their publisher or commissioning organization. Thomas Bunstead, whose translations from Spanish include the Book of All Loves by Agustin Fernandez Malo, said it is important to draw a distinction between literary translators and commercial translators. Though a third of translators have responded to the SOA survey saying they think they've lost work to AI already, literary translation remains in the hands of humans, he said. The work that has presumably been handed over to AI will be the kind of uncomplicated bread and butter stuff which doesn't require so much nuance, such as instruction manuals. Well, I know in terms of AI and translations, there's even more people nowadays where If you're talking on the phone, these AI platforms will try to translate in real time what the person is saying back and forth, so you don't have to, for example, worry whether or not you're saying things right in another language, or you don't even need to actually. So it makes you think, like in this case too, if you were someone trying to look for some quick translation, would you actually just use a software, or would you actually hire someone, for example, to do the translations for you? I guess kind of like they imply, it really depends on the situation and all that. I don't know if you'll be seeing too much AI in, I guess, current times when it comes to things, for example, serious press releases and all that from government officials. I would assume there you'd still want an actual person. But either way, a lot of industries, I guess, worrying about the adoption of AI tech and all that. All right, see you guys later.